And this is Jonna from Scrappy Camper Sisters, and I'm going over tomorrow's class, which is the box for the shoe shine kit, Manny. Backing up. This is what we're making tomorrow. And, okay, it has some ideology parts, but they're optional. I used the box corners. You'll need 8 of them, which come in one packet. And it is, let's see, because the shoe shine kit does have these box corners. Let me see if I can find the packaging, because I know I have another set because I'm going to make them tomorrow. Hang on, I'm like looking with one hand and holding with the other, which probably isn't a good idea. Yeah, okay, so this is what we're using tomorrow. Box corners, and there's 8 in a pack. And then I bought this from Hobby Lobby, but I know you can get them at any craft store. They'll have them. This is the hardware for their brass plated swing arm clasp. But you know what? You can use any way you want to shut it. You don't even need one, because if you don't have to have a latch, but you could also use like 2 buttons and a rubber band or some string or 2 brads. You could use whatever for the latch, but I just wanted to make mine kind of authentic looking, and that's why I went with this until I could find a swing latch. But you don't have to have a latch, because you can open it just using the foot thing as a handle, so you don't necessarily have to have a latch. So you might need a latch, or you might not, depending if you want to use one or not. You guys are all artists, so I'm sure you can get real creative and come up with what you want. This is optional also. I don't know if any of you ever did a Jenny Boland's kit, but Jenny Boland in her kits used to have these jeweler tins that she would put all her little doodads in. And it would come in the kit. So I had a couple of these, and so this is what I used for the shoe shine stuff. What's that stuff called? Yeah, shoe shine. Shoe polish. That's it. And so anyway, so if you have any of these laying around, use them. If you don't have any of these laying around, then you can get shoe shine. You can take your shoe shine polish and clean it out. Get the shoe shine polish out, stick that in a Ziploc bag, and use the tin. Thank you, Midnight Scrapper. She told me polish. There is definitely a lag. Yes, you can use any kind of tin, and that will give you, that gives us this. It's just I did like a little fake shoe polish one. So, and I did a little washi tape edge around it. And that's about it. And then everything else is just made from chipboard and paper. And if you want to write the measurements, excuse me, I have hiccups. Oh my goodness. If you want to write the measurements down for the chipboard, I can give you the measurements now if you want to cut them out tonight, and then you can make the box tomorrow. The measurements for the chipboard for the box are going to be 6 and you're going to need 2 pieces at 6 3/4. 6 3/4. 2 pieces of chipboard. Then you're going to need by 4 3/4. So 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. 2 of those. Then you'll need 2 pieces of 6 3/4 by 2. 2 pieces of 4 3/4 by 2. 2 pieces of 4 3/4 by 1.
What's with all the 3/4?
And that's why I'm holding up the card. And then you need another one. You need 2 pieces that are 6 3/4 by 1, because the box dimensions are 6 3/4 by 4 3/4.
So you make it 7 by 5.
No. The box is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 because it'll house the mini. Darcy.
What? Inch all the way around.
Darcy always wants what I have. She took my BRBs, which I haven't even used yet. My BRBs. I have to laugh. And now she wants my fraction cards.
I know. I'm gonna get some.
Too funny.
I'm gonna make up the whole numbers too. I'm just gonna make my own.
Okay, that's on. Okay, so that's the chipboard. And then you're gonna need 4 sheets of just 12 by 12 pattern paper. And that's for the lining and for the outside of the box.
Dar's leaving.
Bye, Dar. I'll see you in your stream.
Or you can make it 5 by 7 and have a little more squishy room in it.
Darcy, it doesn't matter. You can't get away from fractions. There's no escaping fractions. You have to do your fractions. Oh my gosh, yeah, get Jean to make the box. She loves making boxes. So that's all then you're gonna need a little piece of Tyvek. And you'll need some kind of hinges for the back. We made the vintage tissue box last time we were in here, and I had the big hinges left over. These were Tim Holtz, the Ideology hinges, and you get 2 sets. You get a big set and a small set. So I had to use up my big sets. So that's what I used for that. But there's other companies out there that make hinges that aren't like that aren't decorative. I know Making Memories, you may have some in your stash because Making Memories used to make hinges. I'm not sure when Dar's stream is. She is already Dar on Ustream.
On usually at 6 o'clock p.m. EST.
Okay, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On what days?
Tonight. I don't know if she's streaming tonight. She's got company, but yeah.
Oh, on Saturdays. Thanks, Eileen. Normally, I need to keep a schedule because normally what I do is I go into Ustream and click on your followings, and I see who's just on. That's how I find who's on. I need to come up with a calendar. I have to get more organized in that area. And I get a lot of them coming. I follow them, so I get, and people when they do like the little thing that says you get an email. So I get an email saying that they're on, which helps me. Email reminder that comes in my phone. This part right here, we're going to just hand draw that. I had a template, and maybe tonight I can get it up and scanning for some reason, but it's really easy. What you need is some kind of glue bottle, which I know we all have. This is an 8 ounce. It's 3-in-1 glue. Or if you have Michael, this one worked. This is Craft Smart. Okay, you're going to just use this as a template. And what I did was you take it
diameter, John. I just measure the bottom.
And you draw around it. And then, I know, but I was just showing how you can use anything as a template. You can use anything.
What size?
Well, I'm going to give you the size. But then I took the quick dry glue and drew around that, and that's how I came up with the foot. So, but I can give you the dimensions. So then what I did was I ended up putting like the 2 like this. I figured out how big of a foot I wanted, and then I laid them down on a piece of paper, and I just traced around them. And that was it. That's how I got my template. So it's nothing crazy. But yeah, I can give you the dimensions of the circles with my Mr. Holtz ruler that I destroyed with. Okay, it's 2 inches in diameter, and then yep, that's an option too. That's an option too. And then it's about, what's this quick glue? You're gonna hate this because it is an inch and 1 inch and 1/8 in diameter is the bottom of the heel. That's the bottom of the Scotch quick dry adhesive, but let me see how maybe this one would work. This one would work. This is the glossy accent one. And so anything that, this is 1 1/4, but that will work fine. That would work fine too. So that, so anyway, that's the diameter that you want.
You can make it bigger and trim it.
Yeah, Darcy will make it bigger and trim it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have the flashcards for Darcy because she hates fractions, and so I found these. They're vintage flashcards, and I'm just laughing because when I pulled them out, I was looking for ephemera to do for my giveaway, and I found them in my in one of my boxes, and so I was like, oh, these will be great to use. So that's how I ended up using the flashcards. I thought they'd be pretty.
That's so cute.
Just to harass my sister, you know. That's what little sisters do. Okay, so now the bottom of the box. This is really easy. These look a lot more difficult than what it is. It's easy peasy. The bottom of the box feet are 4 wooden squares, wooden blocks. So go raid your children's toy box, or you can buy these by the bag. They have them at all the hobby stores, and they're very inexpensive, and you need 4 of them, and then that's it. That'll be it, and then we're good to go tomorrow, and we'll put that thing together tomorrow. The wedge thing is really simple. The wedge that we're gonna do that holds the foot up, I don't know if you can see that wedge, it's made of chipboard and paper, but that we put together. There's no template. When you do it with the chipboard, and we fold it and glue it, you'll have a template to do the side pieces. So that's it. Any questions? I'm trying to think of what else happened this week. What else did I get any other fun things? What did I get when I went to, oh yeah, hang on 1 second. Okay, I can't do my BRB because my camera is up. I need a hanging BRB now, bud. BRB. I need a hanging one. And hang it in front of the camera, but I'll be right back. Because I had to laugh. We were on, I think I started something on Twitter, and then Eileen took off with it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm back. Because I went to, and Mom's probably watching this, so now Mom's gonna know. So I probably ought to take the ones out of it that I want, because she's gonna think she's getting them and I want them. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna stamp them off first and send it to her. Okay, Eileen, are you leaving? But anyway, I can just share. I went to Goodwill, and this week at Goodwill was awesome for getting stuff for scrapbooking. So I found a whole bag of stamps. Has 20 stamps in it for $5. Then all of a sudden I noticed on Twitter, Eileen is like, oh, she's still here. Eileen's starting to post the Goodwill auction. And so I didn't even know they had a Goodwill auction. So now I'm up at midnight watching the Goodwill auction. She wanted me to bid on a bag of 9 pounds of jewelry that has not been gone through. So there could be like gold or there could be silver. And but it got up to like $1,400, and I wasn't gonna bid $1,400 on a bag. That's like the lottery, like hoping that it has $1,400 piece of gold in it, which it could have. But I worked at a thrift store for the last 2 years, and I know that when that stuff comes in, you go through it first. Whoever is in the back room, when it hits the floor, before it goes out and hits the floor. Oh, I know. Everybody wanted to bid on the jewelry. Everybody was bidding. Everybody wanted to bid on it. And then it was like Jean was chiming in, and I forgot who else was in there, but everybody was chiming in on how they couldn't believe how much it was going for. It was incredible. I don't even know what it ended up at. But anyway, I got that there. For $5, I got 20, so I went online. I'm walking away. And then I found, this was at the other, I've got two Goodwills here. This was at the other Goodwill. This is the Stampin' Up! Punch that does it's so you can punch out text words when you stamp them, or you can,
Yeah, I was jello over that one.
for $1.99. And it punches like a dream. I thought it wasn't going to punch because I thought, oh, maybe somebody just got rid of it. But you can take it and punch out text out of books and magazines. So now that I took Diane Reevely's class on art journaling, I'm cutting out a lot of text out of magazines. So it works. And then, what else? Oh, I want to do a sneak peek for some of you who aren't in here for the Tiki Bar too that we're making. So yeah, I got the stamps, so I'm going to send the stamp bags. Mom, you're going to get these. I may not send them to you. I'll probably bring them when I come up in June. But you'll be getting those because I'm the good daughter. And what else? Oh, and then I found a pack of watercolor paper for 99 cents. The cold press, 99 cents. And somebody has not used it because it had all the paper in.
Right mind.
What are you mumbling about?
I said, who in their right mind would get rid of that?
The stamp, or I mean the punch, or the watercolor paper?
Paper.
Oh, I don't know.
Punch too, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe somebody that wasn't going to craft anymore. Maybe somebody died, and that's what happened to their craft room. It ended up in.
Maybe just didn't want watercolor.
Yeah, maybe they tried it and then weeded out. Okay, so what is that going on with the hair? Is it size? Okay, and then what else? Okay, so let me do a sneak peek of what we're making in June. How do you bid on Goodwill auction? You go to Goodwill online, and Eileen, hey, post a link. I think I allowed links. Let me check to make sure. Yeah, I allowed links. Post a link for the Goodwill auction so people, or maybe you don't want to because you don't want them bidding against you. But they had bags of stamps on there too, but they started out at, everybody was bidding on them. They even had some Stampin' Up! Sets in there, but the Stampin' Up! Sets, I think, were like, at that point I checked, they were like $24, which is still cheap because you can pay like $24 for like one stamp set. But, oh, shopgoodwill.com. Thank you, Eileen.
I think that site is very expensive.
So, well, I did notice that they start everything off at $4.99, which you go to the store and it's like $1.99 or $99. They had everything started at like $4.99, which I thought was ridiculous. And I don't know how much shipping is, but I mean, so you'd have to really want the item and know its value and figure it out. That's why I thought the whole jewelry thing was crazy. Okay, so this is what we're making in June. We're making, I have to back it up, a Tiki Bar Mini album, which mine got a little mashed in my box, so I have to kind of rework it. And so I'm going to serve. I need like little mini drinks that I can pass through. But it looks so cute next to the trailer if you made the camper. And then you slide out, the mini slides out. Whoop, but there's still some stuff I have to stick down inside here because I'm still kind of decorating it. It slides out and then it opens up like this, and then your mini comes out. It's hinged. So I have stuff in the box right now, I just saw. But anyway, that's what we're making that's what we're going to make in June. So that'll be our next show. And we may, I don't know, we may make it from Mom's. I don't know what we're going to do. We haven't set our June class yet, the date. Because we'll be up at Mom's, and maybe we could stream with her. That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Oh, maybe we could find, when we go junking, we'll find something we want to do.
That's true. Because
we go junking up there.
We do go junking up there. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, that's the sneak peek for June. The Tiki Bar. My neighbor used to have one of those down the street from me, and so I was always jealous of it. They had Adirondack chairs out on the beach, on the lake, and they had the thatched roof tiki hut and tiki bar, and it was just so cute down by the lake, and I was like really jealous. So I just made a miniature one for myself, and that was that. Any questions? Oh yeah, I can share this. I shared this last night, but not everybody's in here. Michael's has started making these now, which are stackable, and they have the little. Oh my gosh, Eileen, you would have to go right to the bartender with the sarong on. You would have to go there. But they're stackable washi tape thingies, and they've got this thing, and they're on sale right now for 40% off. I feel like I'm doing a commercial for Michael's, but I don't get anything from anybody, so it's not a commercial. It's just a good deal. But anyway, so you can like put them in here, and then it's got the little cutter here. But what I was thinking was taking your saran wrap or your Reynolds wrap cutter, and why can't we take one of these and make one? So somebody who wants to do that would be an awesome idea.
Oh, yeah, people have done that.
Yeah, they're $12.99. You get two of them for $12.99, and they come apart like that, and they stack. But they're full price $12.99, but now they're 40% off. So I just thought I'd give you the heads up in case somebody. I don't know if you can see that, but I have like them up on a dowel hanging on my pegboard. And
awesome. How much are they, you said, with a coupon?
they're $12.99 minus 40% off. And I don't. How do they attach together? Yeah, I like it better than the round one because you can keep stacking them. The round one doesn't stack. It spins, but it doesn't stack. They're just on these little, like they're cubes. They're on these little prongs. Whoop! Prong got stuck up in the other one. But anyway, they're just on these little. They come with these. There's a bag of them somewhere in here. So you get extra ones in case you lose them, or in case you want to keep stacking. And then they just fit in these holes like that, and then you can just stack them up. And I think, well, no, they don't have hangers on the back. But if you wanted to, you could probably get those picture hangers and then hang it on the wall if you have wall space. But I'm kind of out of wall space next to my desk. Yeah, and then just wooden dowels. But I used to do mine on my pegboard. I used the little hooks, metal hooks. But I used a tension rod, a curtain rod tension rod, and just hung them on my pegboard. But I like the fact that those have cutters on it. But because it's on a dowel, if I'm getting ready to do a project, I can take them off my back wall, and I can slide them in that container. Because what I was using was I would keep it on my desk. I had one of these dual tape rolls, and I had 2 washi tape rolls on this. It's I got this at Goodwill or something, I don't know, and because I collect old office supplies. But anyway, so that now what I have on there is canvas tape. I've got artist tape and canvas tape on these, so I have those next to my desk on a shelf. So yeah, I'm getting better at the organizing thing. I kind of gone through a bunch of stuff that didn't work for me, and then I sent it back out to Goodwill, and then I kind of have it down. I found out that I have to have it in the open where I see it, but it has to be contained. So that's the kind of organizer I am. Everything has to have a place, but I have to be able to see it. So I don't do well with closed boxes. I do better with bins. Or I do better with drawers that I know, like if it's labeled, like I have a lot of drawers and then I put labels on them. Everything has to be labeled. I just use my stash better if I can see it. If it's contained, but open containers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if I don't have it that way, then it goes in a box and I don't end up using it, and then I found out I was buying like more than one of something, and then that was wasteful. So, or I'll just yeah. So now what I can do is I have like a lot of kits, like I have, okay, this is really looks messy, but it works for me, is my ribbons are on a pant rack, and I can take the pant rack and open it and pull it out, and they're all hanging on those clip it up clips, so I'm clipped. But this way all I have to do is it's contained, it's open, it hangs on the back of my door so you can't see it from the outside of the room, which is good, which I know looks really messy, but I can just cut off what I need, and that works for me. I tried everything. I tried the spool deal, I tried the I put them in a floss box, wrapped them around a floss box and pinned them, but that was too many steps for me, so I found out I didn't use my ribbons. But this way it's like cutting hair. I can just walk over, chop off a piece of hair and stick it on something. So that worked. Then I got the IKEA racks. That worked. And then this is what I store my kits on. That's what I was talking about. My paper rack. And that's how I have all my kits. So, well, some of them anyway, like upcoming projects and new things. That's what's in that rack. And I haven't done tags. I want to do like tag labels that label them for what project they are. But what I do is I go around, I collect all the things in my room, I pull from my stash, put it in a Ziploc bag, and along with the paper that I like, or if I don't have paper and I just have embellishments, or if I find paper, then I put it in a bag. I go around my room, collect all my embellishments, and then I throw it in the bag. And then when I have a project, like the night that Jim he did an impromptu night, and did that tag book. Oh shoot, now my microphone messed up. He did the tag book. Oh, okay. Thanks, Susan. Thanks for coming. But anyway, he did that tag book. I was able to just run over to my rack and pull a bag really quickly because everything, all the embellishments and everything was in the bag. So I highly recommend having a stash of a bin or a drawer where you have makeup kits. Because if you do Ustream or YouTube and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, that's a great idea, then you don't have any time to run around your room and try to gather up your stuff. But you can just grab it, and then you've got something that's ready to go with your paper in it. And then all you have to do is, if you need chipboard, you grab your chipboard. So that's kind of it. And then like right directly around me, I have like all this stuff that I would just really like, my adhesives and my pens and paints and this and my chipboard, and all my colored cards, solid card stock is behind me in those what are those things called, Darcy? Those boxes? The stackable boxes, the Jetmax cubes.
Oh, the Jetmax cubes, yeah.
But it's so funny because I did a page layout. I need to find it. I did a page layout of my scrapbooking when I started with Creative Memories back in 1994. And how I started was longer burger baskets were really big back then. And oh yes, and I have my Brad Pitt pens right within reach. La 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 la, they're right up here. So I can always grab Brad when I need him. And when I need my Brad fix. They're right within arm's reach. I never let Brad out of my sight. But anyway, so in 1994, yeah. Okay, so longer burger baskets were really in back then, and they had this one that was they showed it for cutlery, but then my creative memory girl had one, and she put all her creative memory stuffs in it. It was like for cutlery. It had like 6 dividers in it, so I bought it. But I took a picture, and oh my gosh, I took a picture, and I can't believe it all fit in the one basket. And I had taken a picture of my scrapbooking supplies back then, so I thought that was pretty funny, because now I can go back and say, okay, I needed a basket. So then it went from a basket. Then I took a picture of how I had and it was a folding table. Then I had 2 longer burger baskets. I used the magazine rack to house my cardstock, my 12 by 12 cardstock, and my 8.5. So that all fit in their magazine basket. Is there a better tape than masking tape? Better tape for masking tape for what?
The washi tape, Donna.
Oh, for washi tape. Yes. Darcy talked about the artist tape. Let me see if I can pull mine. I have mine on a dowel in front of me. This thing. Hang on. Sorry for the close up.
Or she can go to like CVS. Probably she can go to CVS or Walgreens and look at the medical tape.
Okay, medical tape at CVS or Walgreens or whatever your. This is called Pro Tapes and Specialties. To be honest with you, I've had this like forever, and I don't even know where I got it. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Pro Tape and Specialties. That's the art tape, the artist tape. But Darcy said what's artist tape? Artist tape. Well, you can.
Art used to mask off part of their printing and their when they do like printing and painting. You know where they wanted to put it down in block areas.
She'll find it. Yeah, okay, so you can use medical tape. Yep. The other thing is, too, you can also find it in where they do where they have mat boards for people that do matting and picture framing, because it's framers tape is the same thing. They'll use it to, because it's archival. So what you can do, what they'll do is that when they put a print or painting in a frame, then they take this tape and they go around and they'll tape it into the frame. That's how I've seen it used. But
so can you get it at Michael's with a coupon code? Did you see it there?
Yeah, I probably did. I'm a big couponer. So especially now that they have come to your phone, it's awesome. Once you download that app, man, I don't have to like cut anything out. I'm trying to think. I think Scotch makes this artist tape. The one that's on the small, this was Scotch. This was Scotch brand. They make an artist tape. That I know, because that was the first one I found, and that one I know I found at like a craft or hobby shop. And then the canvas tape, I don't remember where I bought that. Yes, this is the enabler stream. When I go in to save it, I will save it as an enabler stream. So that's about it. I do know Michael's now is carrying silks, so that's an enabler. I saw that. They're the mini ones, and they're $2.99. They're not the big jars. They're the smaller ones, and they only had like 7 colors, which makes me think, because I was at Hobby Lobby right before I went, and Hobby Lobby sells this size of silks. Okay, this is this size of silks. There. Which are by, I think Luminart makes these. Is that who makes silks? And I had bought this size when Darcy and I went down and did Anna Dabrowska's. She uses silks a lot. That's the first time I'd used them. It's an acrylic glaze, which these are so awesome. They're so pigmented. Oh my gosh. Highly, highly pigmented. I mean, amazing. And this is Emperor Gold. So, but very, very concentrated color wise. And, but anyway, but I thought that was interesting because I can't remember how much I paid for these. Darcy, do you remember how much we paid for our silks?
They're not cheap. I mean, they're like, I pay like $5.95 a piece or something.
Yeah, they're expensive. So if you want to try them and you've never used them, okay, so Hobby Lobby had a set of 7 for $7.99 of the smaller cans. But when you go to Michael's, they had the same colors. Yeah, you'll love silks once you use those. If you do art, you'll love them. And then when I went to Michael's, they had a new bin where they're selling these off as singles for $2.99. So if you've never tried them and you want to try them for $3, or save your 40% off coupon and go buy one if you want to try them. They do have them. They have only 7 colors, which makes me think they split up like a kit and then sold them off as individuals, because they're the same size that comes in the Hobby Lobby kit and the same colors. So that was pretty interesting. So, okay. Anything else? I think I went over everything for tomorrow's stream. Again, even if you can't stay the whole time, put your name back in the hat. If we pull your name, I'll announce it on the blog, which is scrappycampersisters.blogspot.com. Darcy, can you put up a link? Thank you. And I'll put up the announcement of who won the mini. What else? Oh, I got Diane Reevely. She signed my apron. And she sprayed it. So that was kind of cool. That was an awesome class. I really enjoyed it. She's pretty funny. She's quite the character. And oh, that was it. I don't know if you're on our Twitter, if you're on Darcy's Twitter, but okay. So I had her do a shout out because Jim, the gentleman crafter, who met through Ustream, he loves Diane and he's always talking about Diane. So I went and took a class with her a couple weeks ago. Took 4 classes with her, and so I had her do a shout out to Jim to make him jealous. I have the hiccups again. And so anyway, Darcy was all upset about the fact that I had her do a shout out to Jim and not out to Darcy. But I had something up my sleeve for Darcy. That's why I had her do the shout out to Jim and not to Darcy, because I had already planned something else, which was I gave her a signed art journal, Diane Reilly's art journal. So that came in the mail. I mailed it out, so she got one. And Diane signed the inside and sprayed in hers, and then she signed in mine too. And then I did a page in my sister's album. So she got hers started. I did one kind of like this in her album. This is one I did for myself. It has pockets in it. Whoa, trying to figure out which way to go. It has 4 pockets. I think everybody makes these. Because I think Jim has one in his album too. I think she does this in her classes. Everybody learns how to make this double page thing. Eileen, did you make one of these when you took it with her? It's a great album. The albums are $24.99. They retail at $24.99, and here we go with the Hobby Lobby advertisement. Hobby Lobby has them for $24.99. So save your coupon for Hobby Lobby and go get it for 40% off. Because I saw them there, which that's the only place I've seen them so far. I don't know if Michael's has them or not. Okay, Eileen did do it. Yeah, I think it's like one of her go-to pages. And did you do the kaleidoscope page? Let me see if I can get that one out of there. where you, I call it the kaleidoscope page. I don't know what it's actually called. Oh my gosh. We did so many pages. I think I've got like 30 pages done. Okay, this was my background. This was the collage one where she taught us to think outside the box and do these people with, we could use whatever we wanted to. I gave mine pretzel legs, and we cut stuff out of magazines and did people. So that was that one, which was kind of fun. I kind of like that. I never really got into collaging a whole lot, but I like the quirky collaging. And then I started to do, I started to collect stuff to collage with because I started watching Dee Dee, Coffee and Art in the Morning on Ustream, and she does some really cool stuff. Really, okay, I did this one too. This was a collage lady using her stamp and stuff out of magazines. So I had her walking on a carpet. So the carpet was separate, the camera was separate picture, and you just start to put funky people together. So that one was kind of fun. And then we used her tweenies to do journaling. So that one, did that one. Let me see. I'm trying to find the kaleidoscope one. It's the one that you do with the black. This one I found very difficult to do. This is where we did masking and we did her stamps and then you color them in. But I couldn't figure out which stamp was which skirt. The skirt folds got me kind of confused. So you almost have to color it in before you do the next one. Did she have the stamped images already?
No, she already had the stamps for you.
No, we had to stamp them ourselves. The only stamped images she did for us was, so we got to pick and choose. The only stamped image she had for us was for the mask. She stamped that on the acetate. And, let me see. So I just think it's funny because anybody who, I know, when Jim the Gentleman Crafter was showing his, he has the same kind of pages. Oh, this page was really torturous for me. You wouldn't think it would be since I talk a lot. But it was a whole page of just writing. And you just had to fill the whole entire page up with writing in all different directions. So you pick collage words, you put them on a paper, and then you have to do journal, and you journal just kind of all around them. But that was a lot of wordage in a short period of time. And where is that page? Okay, for the collages. No, she didn't have stamped images for the collages. We stamped everything ourselves. But we were fast class. We were a small class. I think there was only between maybe 12 of us. No, she didn't have the images. We got to pick. She just put all the stamps on the table and we got to choose what we wanted. So there was only about 12 of us, I think, for our classes. Where is the black background? I know I did it. So I ended up, because I only have 2 of her stamps, I ended up stamping off. And the reason why I loved her journal so much is because it goes between the Bristol paper. Here it is. It goes between the Bristol paper and the manila, which is really cool. Okay, so we did this one. Did you do this one too? I call it the kaleidoscope. I don't know what it's actually called. But you use her masks. You mask the body off. Well, first you draw squiggly lines all over the page, and then first you journal. That's what it is. First you journal. And then you do, I wish I had wrote the directions down and put it on a post-it note and stuck it on each page, because sometimes we did so many techniques that I forget. And anyway, so then first you journal, then you take a pen and you make squiggly lines all around it. Then you color in all the squiggly lines. Oh, you didn't do that one. Okay. That's because we finished early, so we did a couple of page techniques. And then you you put the masks down, and then you take black paint and you mask around them. And that's how that one kind of came about. Then yeah, that was a fun one. I had to laugh. Because by the second day, I was really tired. It was really overwhelming, and I was having to get up really early to drive because I live kind of far away from where the classes were. And so I got kind of stressed because she was making us do so much journaling. And yes, granted, it's called an art journal, but we did a lot of writing. So I was like, oh, she had to just keep writing. And I was like so out of things to write about by the end. 4 classes back to back, and you're writing. I'm like, ah, and you have to do it fast. So anyway, I thought this was funny because she signed my book. Wait a minute, not there. She signed my book and she wrote, Donna, life is hard. Your art shouldn't be. And she wrote Diane. So I had to laugh because I got so, I was like, it was the last day, the last class, and it was all day because I took 4, and we were doing, which one? Oh, we did the one, okay, Eileen, did you take the one where you have to do, oh, you did more tags. We did all journal pages. I think we did like about so many. Did you do the page where you have to do the fabric? That was our last class. That was called, what was that class called, Darcy? Couture?
Oh, yeah. Couture something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's her couture classes using her new stamps, which she ended up, she stamped on the masks, these Tim Holtz masks. And then, so she stamped on them, and then we got them all. She gave us like the whole thing with all her masks in them. So that was kind of cool because that was a bonus. And then she also did the lettering. So we learned how she did the lettering. Don't judge because we were doing it in a hurry. But we all learned how to do her lettering, which is her stamps set. So she taught us how to do her lettering. I'm telling you, we learned all the backgrounds, how to do spray and ink and mask and ghost and all that fun stuff. But I'm looking for the one where we had to do, it wasn't that one. Where are my people? Oh, I know where my people are. The cool thing about her journal is it has an envelope in the front, and that's where I put my people. The ones that I did. Okay, so yeah, this is what we did. So we stamp them, and then we learned how to put pinstripes on them. Because the stamps don't have, oh, that's funny, she called you Queenie. The stamps don't have a texture, so we learned how to do patterns and the way that fabric folds, how you should do how your pattern changes with the fold of fabric. So that class was really interesting, and so yeah, so this was, that we did this one, which that was like my favorite one. I love doing the plaid or the check. This was the checks. Oh, these stamps weren't out yet when you took them. Okay, so we learned how to draw the checks in. Originally, it just starts out plain. And then we learned how to do polka dots on fabric. And how you have to change the polka dot depending on where the folds are. She teaches all around the country. It just depends on where she is. And so you have to just go on her, you can go on her blog. You can go to her website and it'll list where she is coming. Then we did the man's one and we learned how to draw the plaid on the man's jacket, like according to the fold, how it changes. And we learned how to do stripes on the t-shirt. Yeah, so that was a let me see. Okay, so these are the smaller ones.
That is an awesome class.
It was a great class. It was so therapeutic once I got it. But okay, so this is how it will come. Like you get a stamp image and it looks like this. This is the smaller guy, but this is the big guy. And then she taught us how to then make it into fabric. So you can use a solid or you learn how to do, yeah. So when you stamp it, this is how it's stamped out.
Yeah.
So she just came to my local scrapbook store, which is an hour and a half away. It's not that's his local. My local one ended up closing. But that was like, I loved that class. So I would like to do this one, this technique I cut this out because I thought this was a cool pattern. I don't know, is that focusing in on that enough? Or is it because it's glary? There. I thought that pattern was kind of cool. So I started to cut fabric patterns out of magazines. And I'm going to try to do that one. It kind of reminds me of the Tim Holt French die cut, which was kind of funny. So I'm going to try to recreate that. So I started to go through some magazines. Oh, that was the other deal that day. Yeah, because here they show a mix. So you could do stripe, you could do check pattern on a jacket. I don't know if is that focusing. And then you could do those funky fringy stripes on the sleeve. Let's see if that'll focus. I don't know if that's focusing. But anyway, so I started to cut out designs that I saw. But I was at my hairdresser's the other day, and I asked if I could have the magazines, and the lady gave me the magazines, so that was kind of cool. So I didn't have to go buy any, and it's upcycling them, so that was good. So that was her class that I took, which I loved, and I would highly recommend it. It was so worth it. It was so worth it because we learned so much and got so much done. I mean, my journal's like halfway done with background pages, and it's addictive. And anything else? I think that's it. So it is 2 o'clock, and I've been on since 10:30, and I'm gonna go have lunch and let everybody go have lunch, and I will be back tomorrow with my sister, and we'll be doing the drawing for the mini tomorrow. And Darcy, was there anything else? Okay, any other questions before I turn off?
Yeah, Vicky had a question off topic, so she wanted to ask.
I'll stop. Oh my gosh, I have hiccups. All right. I'm leaving now. Oh wait.
There's a lag, that's why.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, there's a lag.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Eileen. You're welcome. Yes, I'll be in Dar's tonight. Artie Dar. I'll be in her stream tonight, and at 6 o'clock. And then I'll be back tomorrow, and you're welcome for your prize, and you're also welcome for the enabling. You know us, we always have to enable. And you're welcome, Kathleen. I'm glad you joined us. And if you make this, please go on our blog or something, or tweet me a link, because I love to see. I've gotten some people have done the have been making the camper, and I've seen a couple of theirs, and that's always fun to see what they do, because they always take it. Like, I try to do kind of bare bones, because I just want you to be able to take it and make it your own. And sometimes when you get a visual of how somebody else does it, you kind of shut yourself in to your you kind of shut yourself in as far as being creative, because then you tend to look at it, well, how she does it, or her style. So I kind of like to leave my things a little bare bones, so that you will take it and make it your own, because that's what it's all about. Art is an expression of yourself, and yeah. So I don't want you to think that, I don't want you to feel like you're stuck in a box. And so anyway, so this is what we made today, and it doesn't have a title on it because no one's won it yet. And if you win it and you want me to put a title on it, I can, but I'm also leaving the blank space because this is the one we did. And then mine looked like this because I ended up you know, personalizing it for myself. But what I will do is I'll put one of those little labels in so you can personalize it yourself, and then you can add your own photo to the hanger. But if you want to tell me if you win it and you want me to put a title on it, I will put a title on it for you. So my ribbon's dry. So all I did was run the ribbon through these two little circles, and then on those brads, and then I tied it in the front, and then I knotted the ribbon so that it wouldn't go through the holes then, so it would stay on. But anyway, so it just gets kind of knotted that way. And like what I did on mine, I started to mat. I've been kind of gathering photos, so I kind of matted. And the mats are real easy. The mats end up being 4 by 6, I believe. Let me check it. The mats are, nope, I lied. The pages are 4 by 6, so if you don't want to trim your photos down, you can leave them at 4 by 6. Or you can trim them down to 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. Those are the mats. So 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I left the making of the mini is recorded. I'm gonna check to make sure it posted. For some reason my videos have been going to private, and that's why they weren't being posted up, so I'll go check on that, and then you can work along with us. I only recorded that, and then I left this enabler by itself, so you have everything within 2 hours. You can make the mini right along with us. Okay, so have a great day, and I'll see you at Artie Dar's Attic is her blog, and I will see you in her Ustream if you're in there. And I had a great day with you guys. It was fun. We're actually out of here before 5 o'clock. And we'll be back tomorrow to finish up the box that the mini goes in. So see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Scrappy Camera Sisters out. Bye, guys.